A lot of you are like me and you appreciate the oddball, obscure, different things like this Arsenal Strike 1, or neat things like the Sharps Bros grip module that's a little wider and has those finger ledges, the Icarus Precision grip module for the Echelon, which also has a ledge in a completely different shape. But the problem has always been, with all the stuff I've reviewed, what about holsters? Finally, I think I found an answer. Coming up next on GBGuns. Now, unfortunately, I cannot link to or even seem like I'm promoting this on YouTube, so you'll have to check the pinned comment or be on the mailing list for our website to find out the details on these things. But I just got back from TriggerCon where I carried this, just like this. This is a SIG 365 fuse slide on the Icarus Precision polymer grip module, and it also has that thumb ledge. It's always been a burden trying to find holsters or getting special holsters, and then I discovered these guys. And again, this is not a paid thing. These guys didn't send this. I bought these and tried it, and I'm here to say this is the solution for those of you who, like me, appreciate something a little bit different, or maybe you've got something new and there's no holsters yet. You see, this fits fairly well. Now, I did not attach, but will next time, this comfort pad, which is breathable on one side and kind of neoprene on the back. I'm understanding that I just mount that on these screws here to have something like that. And yes, there are external clips to be able to turn it into an outside the waistband setup. I went with these metals because I carry inside. But you'll see that the gun fits fairly well despite being an uncommon model and having a different grip module. And that's because these holsters have a really unique system. Down inside there, you see there are two levers, one down at the bottom and one up here. And then over here on the edges, there are some little screw holes. And you see, get the clip out of the way, these marks here. Those are sliders, and as you turn those screws, it gives you a notch so you know what's happening. And those move the bars inside the holster to engage underneath the dust cover and the trigger guard. They have a small size and a large size. I showed you the smaller size with the SIG 365. This is the larger one. And so I can take something like the Arsenal Strike 1. It fits, the trigger guard is covered. Hey, look, we've got a holster, but we've got all of this play. You can tell there's much more play under the trigger guard, or under the disc cover, than there is a trigger guard. So what you need to do is get in there with a little screwdriver and turn that until the bar fits tighter. You also have, of course, your retention adjustment right here. This is maybe a little bit wide for this, but for the price of one holster, you get the chance to try out other guns and other mods. You get to not be afraid of something like these dual wedges. In fact, with those on both sides, let's see how they fit. It fits. Now again, we have a little bit of play there. I need to adjust for this grip module, but I was able to adjust for the Icarus. It could maybe go a little bit better, but this was fine for me. Really cool setup, very innovative. I don't typically do holster videos. I don't want to do holster videos. I used to long ago and spent a lot of time on them. I have a giant drawer of holsters that I've tried over the years for different guns, and then every time something new comes out or I do something unconventional, like this is Icarus Precision aftermarket slide on the Sharps Bros grip module, this is not going to fit a standard 365 XL or really any holster. In fact, this is a 4.1 inch barrel, so it's longer. That's why they call it the XXL. And of course, the grip is wider than a regular 365, so this would be an impossible thing. And I think that has slowed my enthusiasm towards some of the aftermarket modifications, because it's hard enough to find a holster you like to begin with. Then you make modifications and now that holster doesn't work. My experience in carrying this was it was fairly comfortable with the weight of the 365 fuse slide on this polymer grip module from Icarus Precision and 18 rounds on board. I would definitely try this next time, but as you can see, we've got different holes here, and of course these clips are removable, so if you're a fan of a specific type of clip, you can try those out and just add them to the holster pretty easily. And I mean, if we really wanted to go about it, you could get yourself some fuel line and maybe some shorter screws to close this up if you want something a little bit slimmer. Drawbacks, of course, would be that the holster itself is going to be wider overall, perhaps, than a custom one made specifically to your model. But I don't think it makes that big of a difference, and that's why I wanted to try it. And so when I went to TriggerCon, it's like, screw it, let's take a unique setup, fit the holster to it, and run the holster for 4 days, and it was fine. A little bit of discomfort on the side, but I didn't install the pad. And really, as far as comfort threshold and all that, that comes down to your own personal tolerance. This is part of why I don't do holster reviews. It's your body shape and size, the gun you're carrying, your carry location, your clothing, and your own comfort thresholds of what you consider acceptable or not. But this is a really neat setup. Again, check the pinned comment over on my website. I will be able to link to these and give you a little bit more. But with YouTube regulations being as strict as they are, didn't want to take the chances. So, very cool setup. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.